Hi, my name is Kayla and I am teaching myself how to be more mentally tough. I'm sure that a lot of you have probably heard about the 75 Hard Challenge online. It's been around for a number of years and it's actually been something I've been meaning to do for quite some time, a number of years. And recently I kind of came to the realization that I do need to work on being a little bit more mentally tough. I'll get into the reasons why later in the video, but today I'm going to go over why I'm doing the 75 hard, what modifications I'm making. To start off, I was definitely drawn to the fitness side of this challenge. Like most everybody, I want to improve my body composition, build muscle, lose a little bit of fat, the regular kind of stuff. When I looked up the challenge and I listened to Andy Frizilla's podcast about the challenge, I realized that it's not actually a fitness challenge, which he clearly states in his podcast. It's a mental toughness challenge. And I thought, okay, maybe this is even better for me. That's when I realized that I really wanted to try this challenge. And so the keyword here is try, because I will be the first to admit that I am not a mentally strong person, really at all. I work out pretty consistently because of how it makes me feel and how it positively affects my mental health, but I will be very quick to give up on other things or take the easy way out if that opportunity is given to me. I'm not like a super generally disciplined person. Wanting to take the easy route is nothing to be ashamed about. It's really just human nature. So I'm not embarrassed about saying that. Honestly, I'm just being super honest. So I just wanted to speak about my honest experience with mental toughness in the past to hopefully make it feel a little bit more relatable to some of you and make the challenge seem less scary. Because honestly, it does seem unapproachable to kind of the average person in a lot of ways. So we're going to get into that a little bit because I am most certainly the most average person. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little bit about me and the brutally honest truth about why I need to do this challenge. I'm just gonna get all my dirty laundry out in the open. I've had a generalized anxiety disorder since I was like 4 or 5, and I'm 22, so that's quite a long time. I go through periods where the anxiety is really manageable, not bad at all, and then periods where I can hardly leave the house or go to work or anything like that. So it definitely fluctuates, and the one thing I've noticed with that is when I'm taking care of myself, like when I'm exercising, I'm going for walks, I'm taking time to read, I'm taking time to relax and spend time with myself, my mental health is dramatically better, which is actually part of the reason why this challenge is so appealing to me. I find that even though it's difficult, it's really going to improve my mental health, if that makes any sense. After seeing lots of counselors and psychiatrists for my anxiety over the years, I realized that if anything is going to change, it's going to have to be done by me, because it's not something that medication can fix, because I do take an SSRI for this, which has dramatically helped, but not completely, right? The neural pathways that make me anxious are very much still there. So after years of waiting to grow out of my anxiety, I've realized that that's not going to happen. Not to be negative, but I have to do the work if I want to see a change, right? So it sounds like an obvious observation, but when you're paralyzed by mental weakness and fear, it doesn't feel like an easy thing to see. It feels like somebody is going to come down and save you. It really does. I can speak from personal experience that you just wait for somebody to come and fix what's going on, and you can just wait forever. Nobody's ever gonna come. You have to do it yourself. To make matters a little bit more difficult for myself, I also have obsessive compulsive disorder. So it makes me shop impulsively if I'm feeling down. It also makes me worry about things obsessively and perfectionism. So for example, today, I showered an hour and a half ago, my hair is still wet and messy, and I thought I'm gonna wait to film this until my hair is dry. And then I thought, what the heck? It doesn't matter. Nobody is gonna care. I don't care. Let's let go of that perfectionism. So you can kind of see how far I've come with the obsessive compulsive disorder, but it's definitely still there. One thing that has really affected me in the past with obsessive compulsive disorder is I like to wait for all the factors in my life to be perfect before I make any moves. As you can probably imagine, that's never happened, and so I've made very few moves, and that is going to change, I believe. That's the mission of this video. This cycle of perfectionism and fear makes me stagnant, makes me nervous, and it perpetuates a cycle of inaction and discomfort with my life and with myself. I'm a person who has clearly struggled for a long time with mental health, as I've outlined in this video, and I feel like mental toughness is probably exactly what I need to fix that and make myself into the person that I really want to be. I'm sure it's relatable to a lot of you because we're all humans, but I came to the realization that I need to do this challenge after hours of anxious rumination, laying on the couch, reflecting on what I want and what I currently have and where those gaps are. So I'm not kidding when I tell you that I've been trying to get myself to do this challenge for years. I even set it up a couple years ago during COVID. I had days 1, 2, all the way through 75 with sticky notes on the wall, and I made it through about 2 or 3 weeks of it. And the tiniest little factor came up, and I couldn't do my workout that day, and everything plummeted. I thought, I can't do this, I'm not strong enough. And so honestly, I just gave up. So for that reason, I think I'm exactly the type of person that Andy Frisella created this challenge for, because I'm somebody who needs the mental toughness, and I know how to get there, but I'm honestly just too lazy and too weak to do it at this moment. The thing with being a little bit mentally weak though, is I'm perfectly capable of doing this challenge. I have an able body, I have an able mind. Realistically, I have the time, I have the space, I have all of the resources. The only thing that holds me back is my laziness and my inability to take action. So I'm sure lots of people feel this way. It's gonna take time for you to come to this realization. And I mean, it has taken me years. So if you don't feel like you're ready to take action right now, that's okay. I promise it'll come to you. Just keep it on the back of your mind. Whenever it comes up, maybe do a little bit of self-reflection, assess where you are in your life, and see how you can fit a little bit more in there to give yourself a little bit more of a mental toughness challenge. It doesn't have to be a full-blown 75 hard, but just take something that you're struggling with and come up with something to improve it. I'm trying to think on the fly of something that you could do here. For me, I got out of working out for quite some time, and so I just started habit stacking in the morning to get my workout back in. So this is funny, and I don't necessarily suggest this, but I started sleeping in my workout clothes. So I would get up out of bed, I'd have my workout clothes on, I would think, what the heck? It's too much work to take off these clothes, shower, and then put on other clothes. I might as well just do my workout. It made it so easy to do it. So, I mean, just start with something small like that, and it honestly makes a big difference because it's been 4, 5, maybe even 6 months now of consistently working out again after taking a couple of months off. For me though, I am definitely ready for the next step, which is why I'm doing this 75 hard challenge. And this is also why I'm filming this video. I need to keep myself accountable because I know in the past, I'm very quick to give up on things when things get hard because I'm mentally weak. And so I'm gonna keep myself accountable by posting this on YouTube. And if I give up, I'm gonna have to post a video explaining exactly why and how I'm gonna rectify it. So there's my accountability. Honestly, if I don't finish it, I won't be ashamed. I'm still a work in progress, and that's okay. I've made peace with it, but I'm going to do my best work at finishing this and achieving it for myself. So I'm a perfectionist, as I said, so I don't think I'm gonna get to the point where I have to give up, but if I do, so be it, I will explain it. Something that really helped me was doing lots of reading and lots of self-reflection to realize that I'm at this point in my life. So if you're kind of resonating with what I'm saying, I have a couple of questions for you to write down. The first one is, what do you truly want to achieve? What legacy do you want to create? What do you want for yourself and for your family? What do you want spiritually? What interests do you want to pursue? What do you want to do with your time? I found these questions in a book called The 12-Week Year. It's a really great book. I'm not finished it yet, so I'm not sure what's going to happen kind of in the end, but so far I've learned a lot. And I've also found a really excellent excerpt in this book that I'm going to pull up and read to you guys. I think it might kind of help you because I read it and I thought, wow, this really resonated with me. So the excerpt is, if you're going to perform at a high level, take new ground and be great, then you better have a vision that is compelling. In order to achieve a level of performance that is greater than your current performance, you will need a vision of the future that is bigger than the present. You must find a vision in which you are emotionally connected. Without a compelling vision, you will discover there is no reason to go through all the pain of change. So here's the cover of the book. And I'm actually using a pencil as the bookmark. Because why not? This just really resonated with me. It makes sense. And it just rings really true. It's something that I didn't really consciously realize before. So now that I've heard it, I think, how did I not think of this before? Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't really motivate me per se hearing this. It just lights a fire under my butt to make a change. And the difference here is that, like, I find, for me at least, this could be different, but for me, motivation is like a temporary excitement. Like, I see somebody doing a workout online and I think, wow, they look so fit. I'm so jealous, I want to be there in my fitness journey. And then I think, I'm gonna go do their workout right now and I'm going to achieve those, aspirations instantly. And then it's just instant letdown and disappointment. But the difference here is that this excerpt and these questions and stuff, they make you intrinsically motivated rather than extrinsically motivated. The difference is that extrinsic motivation, you compare yourself and you're motivated by something outside of yourself, whereas intrinsic motivation is you're motivated by something inside of yourself. So what compels you to make a change? What do you want to be better for? Maybe you have a husband or a wife or kids that you want to improve yourself for. Maybe you want to achieve great things in your career. Whatever it is, you need to find that inner voice that compels you to make a change within yourself for yourself. Maybe for you, you want to look a little bit better or feel a little bit better. Those are fine. You don't have to do something for somebody else. It is so great to do something for yourself. The other reason I'm doing this is purely for myself. I like to feel strong in my mind and my body. I like to have healthy ways to deal with my anxiety. And I like to know that I'm taking care of my body so I have the longest possible health span. I also want to prepare myself to be the most positive and kind mother that I possibly can be and break the generational cycle of trauma. That could be something that you're motivated by as well. And I mean, those are really hard things to do, and you need mental toughness for that. And so there's no shame in doing a 75 hard challenge to motivate you to work hard in other areas of your life that don't pertain to fitness. This is one of the biggest reasons why I want to do this challenge. So really, whatever it is, find your motivation and use it to light this fire under your butt to make a change, just like I am. So this brings me to the next part of the video, what the 75 hard challenge is. So there's a couple of rules that Andy Frisella lays out. Excuse me, I'm really new to this video thing. So the first rule is exercise twice a day for 45 minutes. These can't be consecutive workouts, they have to be at different times of day. So I mean, do whatever works for you, but try and keep them a little bit separate because it's supposed to be a little bit uncomfortable according to Andy Frisella. It's supposed to be an inconvenience. So one of those workouts has to be outside. So a run or a walk or a bike ride outside, maybe it's playing a sport, playing with your kids, whatever it is, one of them has to be outside. No cheat meals, whatever that means to you. I'll tell you, for me, that would be, no takeout, maybe, which would be really hard for me because my partner and I really enjoy having takeout on the weekends. It could be, following a specific diet, like whole foods or keto or vegan, whatever it is. Just stick to that for the 75 days and see how it makes you feel. The fourth rule is no alcohol, and for me, I don't drink, so that one's easy. So I might adapt that rule into something else. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm gonna think about it. The fifth rule is read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. So for me, I'm starting with this book. I'm literally just beginning the book, so I have quite a bit to go. I'll read 10 pages a day. And Andy Frisella says to read a real paper book like this one so that you can see how far you've come. I have a Kindle, and I'm happy to also read on my Kindle, but you don't get that kind of surge of dopamine as you get through the book because you don't see your progress the same way that you do with a paper book. If using a paper book doesn't work for you, that's flexible. You know, it's your life. As long as you're reading and you're learning, I think it's okay. The next rule is drink a gallon of water every single day. So for me, I have a really big water bottle. I wish I had it here with me to show you, but it's like 2 liters or something like that. It's pretty massive. And so I'll drink a couple of those a day and bam, just try and track your water intake by using a bottle, because that way you know exactly the volume inside the bottle. And you can either write this in your notes app, in another app, or there's apps that help you track your water intake. Those can be really handy, especially if you're new to drinking a lot of water. I'm not, so I just kind of have the numbers in my head based on my giant water bottle. The last rule is take a progress pic every single day. At first, I kind of thought, this is silly and a little bit vain. I'm not super into this. But I listened to Andy Frisella's podcast about the 75 hard, as I mentioned, but he said that it's really nice to be able to see where you started and where you got to. And I thought, even if this challenge for me isn't necessarily focused on the physical aspect of the challenge, it's still really nice to see the progress made. So I'm going to be taking a progress pic every single day. So for me, I work a full-time job as a Montessori teacher in the early childhood program. And I'm also in school part-time. So I'm pretty busy, but honestly, I'm not that busy. Like I can do this. So the only adaptation that I'm going to make is with the outdoor workout. So I live in Calgary, Alberta, where it gets cold and the weather can change at any time. It's the end of September right now. So in about a month, we're probably gonna have snow. I'm not gonna go walk in the snow. I'm not gonna go walk or run or do anything outside in a rainstorm and a thunderstorm. If it's too cold, you know, it's not safe for me. I get susceptible to colds and flus really easily. And it's just honestly not worth it. So for me, as long as I'm doing 2 45-minute workouts, I'm happy. So on nicer days, of course, I'll do that outside because it's nice, it's good for your mental health. But on days where the weather is just crap, stay inside. And for me, I have a walking pad. So I'll just walk on my walking pad for a little bit, or have an exercise bike. I'll go on the exercise bike for 45 minutes. And I'm basically modifying it to be like cardio of any sort, either indoor or outdoor weather pertaining. So that's my adaptation. It's small. It's against the rules, but it's my life. And I think that a small adaptation like this, making the challenge more accessible to me, is more important than doing something that's going to put me in danger. And it's more important that I do the challenge at all, regardless of any modifications. So that's why I'm allowing myself to make any changes. And I invite you to do the same thing if it's necessary in your life. Really, all that matters is that you're being true to yourself. You know what works for you. You know what's hard for you. You know what you need to work on. Take some time and self-reflect and think about what you might need to adapt, if anything. If you don't need to adapt anything, great. That's wonderful. That's even better. So whatever you need to do to win this war with yourself, let's do it together. I'm in it with you. So this is the end of my little speech. I'm feeling good about sharing my journey thus far and sharing what's coming for me. I'm really hoping to make a video someday about finishing the challenge. I'm really confident that I will, but I know my history. And I'm not allowing myself to be mentally weak here. I'm just being brutally honest. So I'm gonna work really hard, and I'm going to set up a lot of help for myself along the way to make sure that I'm able to complete this challenge. And I'll document it all, I'll share it. We'll see how it goes. We're in it together. Please comment or email me if you have any questions or comments, anything really. I'd really love to hear from you guys. This is the first video that I've ever done, and I'm very new to this, so connecting with people would really, really make me happy. I'd truly love to hear all about you and why you watched this video and what challenges you might be facing, and I can see if I can help you in any way. So anyway, here's to getting stronger physically and, most importantly to me at least, mentally. Thanks for joining.